go ahead and try to get as close to that white dot as possible. And let's say I'm really stressed out. For whatever reason, I feel like, man, I'm anticipating. I need to make this shot count. I only got the one shot, and I want to make it count. So what I'm going to do to give myself the best odds is I'm going to go walk myself through this mantra. I'm going to get to the wall of my trigger, and then I'm going to say this mantra, and I'm going to start to slowly pull the trigger, shifting my focus away from, oh my gosh, this gun is about to explode in my hands, to, okay, all I need to do, I know without a doubt, if I keep my red dot, if I keep my sights on the target, and I can pull the trigger without disrupting my sights, I'm going to hit the target, without a doubt. So that's all we got to do. All of you guys did the grip test. We know that you guys can grip the gun. We know you guys have the capability to control the actual firearm, right? So that no longer needs to be a concern. We should have the confidence in ourselves to be able to pull the trigger without disrupting the sights at all, right? All of you guys are capable of that. We've already established that. So let's show you this mantra thing. All right, so getting to my compressed ready. All right, stand by. All right, here we go, here we go. Gonna go for that top right circle. Aim out, gonna go ahead, get to the wall. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to call out 1%, 1%, 1%. What that's meaning is I'm pulling 1% or putting 1% of pressure into the trigger. 1% of pressure into the trigger. 1% of the pressure into the trigger until the gun goes off. Just keeping my red dot where it needs to be. All right, here we go. All I gotta do is trust myself, break that trigger without disrupting the sights. 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. Oh man, gun went off. Dang, pretty dang close, right? So, have that mantra. I'm going to go through it again, but have that mantra that you guys talk to yourselves. Shifting your focus away from the gun going off, focusing on something different. For me, I like to focus on the trigger press itself. So I'm just focusing on really putting 1% of pressure at a time. Here we go. I'm going to come up with some other mantra. All right, here we go. Aiming out, finger on the wall of the trigger. Pulling, 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 bang, gun goes off. Hit the white circle again, right? So it can be whatever you guys want it to be, but for us, we like to say that 1%. It's keeping track that I'm only putting 1% of pressure at a time. I'm not trying to focus on, oh my gosh, the gun's gonna go off right now, and then put that extra pressure into the gun. I don't wanna do that. I know I can control this. Here we go. Pull the trigger, pull the trigger, pull the trigger, pull the trigger. Boom, it went off. All right, sweet, let's do it again. Pull the trigger, pull the trigger, pull the trigger. Boom, well, gun went off. Let's do it again, right? So we want to have that mantra, talk ourselves through the anticipation. You guys can control the pistol. All of you guys are capable of doing that, all right? So let's all get back online. Let's focus on that trigger press. Have that mantra for you.